House is not just music, it's the way of life. You know, it influences lifestyle, it influences how we perceive things. It's not just music and that's it. It's beyond music.
House music symbolizes freedom to me. I mean, it's freedom, or it's what we fought for. I mean, if you look at African history, we've been oppressed for a number of years. So to be able to play and make music, like it's freedom. It's freedom to express yourself. It's freedom to be who you are. It's freedom to make music and be able to play for white people, Indian people, everyone. It just basically gives you that platform to be able to interact with different races.
House is a genre of music that's loved around the globe. In recent years, the popularity of house music in the UK has grown, but it doesn't compare to South Africa, which is the world's #1 supporter of house music.
House music is the pop music of South Africa. Yes, we do have pop music, and yes, it does do well, and we have certain radio stations that do play that music, but house music is taken very seriously over here.
South Africa has its own unique style of house music, which is being produced in vast quantities by budding producers who want to make it in the scene.
There's so many kids in South Africa that want to be DJs and want to produce house music, and we probably get about 150 to 200 demos a week, and we make sure that we get through all of them. And hopefully there's that diamond in the rough, you know?
Basically, we like the rock stars of South Africa. We're the superstars. People look up to us. We make a living. There's millionaires, guys that are millionaires out of this thing. So the industry is big here. So if you're in South Africa, it's big.
You say there's a lot of now young South Africans that are sort of using music to make money and to better their lives.
True that, hey? True that. Softwares became easily accessible. Having a PC or a laptop became easily accessible. So all you need is to have monitors, then you can make music, you know. And some they live off music by licensing it to big companies like Soul Candy. They live off music by getting gigs on the weekend, get that grand, $2,000. You know, it helps you to go forward, you know. And some they get recognized when they started as nobodies. So it really helps in empowering the youth.
With there being such a high number of talented house producers, it's much harder than the UK to get booked and make a name for yourself.
Now, what makes it difficult is we have a lot of competition, and a lot of producers are out there, but for them to get the chance to break through, it's really quite difficult.
So the problem is here is that you find there's so many people doing it that actually, if you're good, you might find that you're kind of shrouded out by people that aren't so good.
10 years ago, 8 years ago, there was very few producers in South Africa. So we were all about bringing people from around the world here that made big tracks in the language that we understood, which is the deeper house music. Now the level on production has got so high in South Africa, and everybody's so committed to keeping it local that a lot of people aren't necessarily very interested in the international sound, especially in the townships. I've seen guys walking around with t-shirts that say "play local or die." We're very patriotic about the music that's coming out here.
South Africa has a vibrant nightlife, and there are plenty of house events held in clubs, but it's within the townships that make up South Africa where you'll find the biggest parties.
There's a whole lot of difference with house in the clubs and house in the townships. In the clubs, you'd find a club has a certain standard of people that come there, and then you'd find that the townships, everyone is there, and you'd find that when you go to the club, maybe only the club is limited to only 300 people, whereas if you take the same concept of the same gig and take it to the township, you'll find more like 15,000 people coming up, and all of them, we came here to support house music and listen to house music and have a good time.
Cuba is a world-renowned DJ and producer who has recently flown to London, where there is already a big market for South African house music.
it's something that I can relate to. Like the drums, the music is a little different. It's a bit vibey. Basically, when I hear South African house beat, my body just starts moving without me even controlling it.
It's soulful house, but it's different. It's more tribal. So it's the new in thing for us here in London. So I'm taken by the sound of it.
Yeah, I love South African house. Based on this alone, I'd love to experience more of it. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. South African house.
Okay.
Cool.
South African house nice because it's something I've been involved in for like I think it's 10 years now, and it's music that we love. So I thought we'd bring it here because people that love it here, but there's no people that bring artists from South Africa here.
I sincerely hope and wish that there are more acts that come to the UK. Gradually it's starting to like build up and stuff. More acts are coming and stuff, especially like in the summer and what have you. And I think it's really good. I think they're promoting what they do very well, and I hope they carry on doing that.
The fresh sounds of South African house has definitely been embraced in the UK, and with more events booking South African artists, it looks as if its popularity here will continue to increase.
So yeah, I think probably in the next like 5-10 years, like London will see like more of like the music that's going on here, and they'll hear more about it. And it's the same, like South Africa in the next 5-10 years, they're starting to get like a lot more of the music that's going on that side. I mean, I think we probably have the internet to thank for that you can go online, you can very easily like check out what people are producing, whatever continent now, like through SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever, it makes it easy. So yeah, I definitely think like wherever we are in the world, like more music's going to become available to more people.
There are countless variations of house music, and scenes are continuously changing thanks to alternations of genres which are always being created.
Like every year there's a new trend that's coming out, either in terms of your new instruments or in terms of the vocalist maybe singing a different language that we're not used to, or in terms of a big song comes out and it's lead orientated, like it's pushed by a lead guitar or a bass guitar. There's always usually new elements, so it's hard to name it in one word, that's what I'm saying, it's just diverse.
South Africa has a huge love for house music, and music is very symbolic to South Africa. During apartheid, lifestyle as well as music was regulated. Now the country is flourishing in its freedom, and musical talent is able to thrive. What role do you think music has played in this freedom?
I think it's a very important role. I think it brings people together, as it does across the world. And we still have internationals who come over here and play, and it brings everybody together. And a perfect example, go to Spring Fiesta, which is one of the biggest events of the year, which we host from Soul Candy. 15,000 people, and watch Black Coffee play for an hour. It's breathtaking. It's incredible. That definitely answers your question in regards to how things have changed. It really feels like everybody's one when the right DJ is playing at the right place.
Music is powerful. It can alter your mood and bring people together. And with countries around the world sharing music, there are always new sounds to be heard. The future of the UK and South Africa's house music scene can't be predicted, but as long as there's passion, it will continue to be dynamic.